Strength will be the fifth step in your resistance training program.
We've cleaned the tissue up, we have stretched the tissue, we have done some stability work to make sure you're in the right alignment and your coordination's good. Then we go ahead and do your power. Now we could work in what most people think of resistance training is just general strength training. And so we use external loads, we use dumbbells, we use all different forms of things to develop this strength. And we're not just doing single joint curls or doing single joint leg extensions like the examples that I always give. We do functional exercises. We do exercises that are diagonal, rotational, multi-joint in nature, because that's the way that the body moves. If you want to be more athletic, or if you want to feel better or move better, you really don't want to isolate. You want to try to integrate all those movements and look at the basic movement patterns that you have that human beings can do and do most often. What we want to do is to practice those things. And whenever you're walking in the gym, we want to make it simple for you. What we want you to do is to pretty much just put them in a simple grid, and this is the way that we do it, is that all human movement pretty much can be put into a quad dominant, a hip dominant, a twist, a push, and a pull. And that's pretty simple. So you have a hip, a quad, a twist, a push, and a pull. If you want to, you can even break up the push and the pull into subcategories, such as a vertical push, a vertical pull, a horizontal push, and a horizontal pull. We don't want to get too crazy, but you'll see how we kind of break that up in your program. And that's how we want you to see the program, so that it doesn't overwhelm you. We're going to show you some examples of that. Go ahead and practice these. Make sure the same principles apply, that everything's crisp, your quality is really high, and you're working on just your mechanics and making sure that you're nice and fresh, and you don't do anything just to do it. You make sure that you have intention and that it's about the quality of the movement.
For your resistance training exercises, we'll begin with the hip dominant exercises first. And the first exercise we want to teach you is the hip hinge. This will be a review for you because we have already coached you through this movement pattern in the plyometric section. Begin with your feet shoulder width apart and your feet at 12 o'clock. Focus on pushing your hips back and keeping your spine in a straight, neutral position. Don't let your spine flex and your chest drop down. Instead, fold at the hips and let your arms be like ropes and your hands like hooks, and they're just going to drop straight down. The second hip dominant exercise that we like to teach is the split squat. Begin with your foot facing forward and equal pressure through your heel, ball of your foot, and outside your foot, and both knees at 90-90. The majority of your weight should be on your front leg. Do not use your back leg to push you up. I like to put my hand on my glute on the front leg to facilitate a better contraction. Watch the knee on the front leg and the foot. Don't let them toe out and the knee buckle in. This will create excess wear and tear and stress on the knee joint. For your quad dominant exercise, we're going to coach you through the air squats. Begin with your feet facing anywhere from 0, which would be facing straight forward, to 15 degrees out. Have your feet as wide as a hip width plus a fist apart, not gripping too tightly with your toes, and your arches up. As you squat, keep your arches up, your knees over second and third toe, bending at the ankles, knees, and hips like a folding table. Notice how the spine is staying nice and straight, which is similar to your hip hinge pattern. Lastly, just keep your head in the neutral position. The next quad dominant exercise are the narrow stance air squats. It's the same position as the regular air squats, but just the feet are closer together. The last quad dominant exercise is the wide stance air squat. You follow the same precautions as the other squats. Just make sure that the feet are wider apart and toed out a little more than the normal air squat. The second fundamental movement pattern that we want to coach you through is the twist or anti-rotation. And the first exercise will be the cable chop. Have your feet facing forward, knees softly bent, lock your pelvis to the ribcage, tighten your core, grip the towel, and pull to your chest. And slowly push to opposite hip, keeping your spine nice and tall. Do not let the cable rotate your body or twist your spine. The second anti-rotation or twist exercise is a cable lift. Have your feet facing forward, grip the towel with an overhand grip, lock the pelvis to the rib cage, and pull the towel into the chest, keeping your elbows in tight. And then from that position, push straight up. Keep the spine long and do not let the cable rotate your body. This last exercise is an anti-rotation exercise. It's important for this exercise to keep your spine nice and straight. Do not let your body bend to one side or create a C shape. This, in essence, is a walking plank exercise. Do not let the dumbbell tip or rotate your body. The next fundamental movement pattern we want to coach you through is the vertical push, and the exercise will be curl to press. Have your feet facing forward, abs tight, and just curl the weight and press it over your head. Breathe out as you're curling and pressing and tighten your core. Maintain a neutral spine throughout the whole exercise. The next fundamental movement pattern is the vertical pull. The exercise that we'll be doing for vertical pull is the lat pull. Begin with grabbing the weight, keeping the spine long, and pulling the elbows into the sides. Avoid jutting the chin and the shoulders forward or shrugging the shoulders. Instead, pull the shoulder blades into the back pockets and lift the chest up. And keep your abs tight. The horizontal push is our next fundamental movement pattern. The exercise that we'll do to work this movement pattern is an incline push-up. This is similar to the plyometric push-up, so this should be a review. Maintain proper alignment and stability throughout this whole exercise. Be aware of extending the neck and the back and doing a push-up like this, or flexing the hips and doing a pike push-up like this. Instead, get the body as straight as possible. Another common flaw is decentrating the shoulders and doing a push-up like this. Instead, push your shoulder blades apart, centrate the shoulders, tighten the abs, and perform the push-up. The last movement pattern is the horizontal pull, and the exercise we'll show you for a horizontal pull is the incline row. Maintain proper alignment from your heel all the way to your head. Notice how the stabilizing shoulder is centrated and the shoulder is stapled to the rib cage. My abs are really tight. Keep your elbow in tight and bend your elbow to 90 degrees. In conclusion, your resistance training program will always include a hip dominant, a quad dominant, a twist or anti-rotation, a vertical push, a vertical pull, a horizontal push, and a horizontal pull. Thank you.